win, and they are in. Did you think we'd be saying that about Arizona State before the season? Well, lo and behold, here we are. That's Richie Bradshaw, Locked On Sun Devils, to join me. Richie, did you even think we'd be in this spot? I'm taking Arizona State to win the duel in the desert because I can't get behind Arizona doing anything right. I mean, they're even worse than I thought they would be, and I thought they'd be a 7-8 win team, and that was lower than most, and all of a sudden they've fallen off a cliff, and Arizona State a wagon right now.
Well, friendly reminder, Spencer, that I told you over the summer that ASU was going to beat U of A, and that's going to be the case.
You did.
As we'll talk soon about that. To answer your question, though, no, I did not see this from ASU. I said preseason I could see 7-5, and I thought that I was being a little optimistic about this team. I was hoping they would be able to push for a bowl game, but nobody, not even Locked On Sun Devils, saw this kind of performance coming from Arizona State. And yeah, they're just balling out right now. I know you talk about them a lot on the show. I talk about them a lot for good reason, though. It's a good football team that's got a very real chance to go to the college football playoff this year.
Well, we
just
talk
like
about them.
Predicted.
We talk about them for different reasons. I talk about them because they're becoming one of the stories of the year in college football. The title of your show is Locked On Sun Devils. So perhaps there are different motivations, but it's a good thing. It's a very
good thing.
It's a good thing, of course. So let's talk about this game. Arizona, I don't know who is playing quarterback for the Wildcats, but it's not Noah Fafita. There's some guy posing as a Noah Fafita imposter back there. But it's been
the new Solomon.
I don't think he's even that good. It's more. I don't know, help me out, Wildcat fans. There's just I don't know. I thought it would be a rough transition for Brent Brennan. I didn't think it would be this rough. So no. Arizona State gets upset in this spot if what happens?
If they go in complacent. ASU has a lot to play for in this game. There's a lot riding on it. It's a huge rivalry game. ASU has lost 2 in a row to U of A. They do not want to lose 3 straight. They have a Big 12 championship on the line, which could lead to a college football playoff appearance on the line. The last thing that ASU needs is to come in, assume that because Arizona is where they're at and they are not a bowl team or anything like that, that they can walk all over them. That's not the case. With these kind of rivalries, as you and I both know, toss out the record books. Like, ASU could be undefeated, U of A could have no wins. Of course, I'm going into the game confident, but that doesn't mean that ASU should be going in there assuming they're going to win, because U of A's, dude, what won't they do in this game? Fake field goals, fake punts, go for it on 4th, get some cute plays. Like, they're going to do all sorts of stuff.
You and I are on the same wavelength, because when I mentioned this game earlier this week on the show, I said the same thing. There's nothing to lose for Arizona here. There's everything to gain. There's Brent Brennan saving his perception in the eyes of boosters, alumni, fans, whoever is supporting Arizona. And certainly there are plenty of people who are watching and such, but I think Arizona State wins 34-17. They're just a better football team. They're just rolling. I will not pick even against the spread, a team that is playing as well as ASU right now. I would have had my ASU win BYU cover if they hadn't held on that 2-point conversion last week, but I'll forgive them for that. But 34-17, I think this is Arizona State all the way.
I also agree. This is definitely an Arizona State football game. There's just too much to play for this year. And for a Kenny Dillingham team that came into the year and said, yeah, we don't feel disrespected, they clearly have played like a disrespected football team. This is just another
Cam
game.
Scadabo looks like he runs every single time as if someone just insulted his mother.
The people's running back, man. Like, he is what he is. Give me ASU big, but I do think U of A is going to hang some points in this game. I'll take ASU 42-27.
42-27. I respect it. Let's go elsewhere in the Big 12. Colorado is a 16.5-point favorite against Oklahoma State. Colorado has to win to keep their Big 12 title hopes alive. Oklahoma State is playing to end the season. Like, there's nothing on the line. There's no rivalry here. History between the teams, nothing. Colorado wins. Colorado covers 38-13 Buffs.
Yeah, there's no way Colorado drops this game. I understand that Oklahoma State has pride to play for, and they don't want to go winless in the Big 12. But, that's just kind of the hand you've been dealt. The way that you've played this year has led you to this point. I'm really sorry, but Colorado, same with ASU, they've got way too much to play for in this game. And after almost botching their chances to get to the Big 12 championship last week when they had their destiny in their control. They're going to be determined. They're going to be a really upset football team. I will also take Colorado big in this game. Let's go 35-14.
UCF hosting Utah. Preseason, my record prediction, none are going to be as far off as Utah. It's going to be my worst one because they can't keep a quarterback healthy. And they're on quarterback number, I don't know, 6, 7, 8. I'm not being hyperbolic. I believe are literally.
Call me up.
Yeah, Richie is about to get the call. I mean, I'd get called up first. But you know what? I was a backup quarterback in 6th grade. So, which of us has got more playing experience? It's up for debate.
I hand the ball up really well.
UCF, that's debatable. UCF 20-13. I'll take Utah to cover with that defense. I think 10.5 is too many points. But, UCF going to win this game in a battle of bowl-less football teams.
This is just one of those games where you're watching it either because you're a Utah fan or a UCF fan, or you're a sicko who put money on this thanks to our friends over at FanDuel.
Nice.
I don't think this is going to be a fun game to watch. I'm not going to lie, this might be the worst game left in the Big 12 this year. I'll take UCF because they're the home team. I'm not confident about it because I feel like Utah will probably come out swinging to end the year, and then potentially Kyle Whittingham's last game as the head coach of Utah. Give me the same. 2017 UCF.
I hadn't thought about that. That's an interesting thing to look at. Is this the last time Kyle Whittingham ever coached a game for Utah? We'll just have to wait around and find
Flip my team. Utah over UCF 20-17.
Okay, I'm sticking UCF. Utah's just not a good football team this year. That's just the way that it goes. It'd be the fewest wins ever since they made the jump up. I think since Kyle Whittingham has actually been there.
UCF is still a good team.
The fewest wins they ever had in the Pac-12 was 5. They could have 4 their first year in the Big 12, and a lot of Big 12 fans will love that. I refuse to pick against Kansas until they prove that they aren't going to be a bowl team. So they're playing Baylor this week. 30-27. This is going to be a fun game. This will be a really fun game. Kansas playing for a bowl. Baylor's playing for more momentum for Dave Aranda, who's already saved his job. But give me Kansas by field goal.
You know, it's funny. You and Drake Toll gave yourselves a really hard time, Drake Toll from Locked On Big 12, about picking Kansas to win the Big 12.
But this is what we were. This is what we saw. This is what they should have been all season. I don't know why it took this long.
Yep, I put it on my media poll that I had Kansas winning the whole thing. And yeah, now that they've figured out how to play football, suddenly they're a great football team. Yeah, I understand it's a road game, like you said, until Kansas proves otherwise that they are a bad football team all again. I'm taking the Jayhawks. I take them pretty comfortably. What was your score?
30-27.
I was going to say, I feel like this could be high scoring. Let's go 31-24.
Not as high scoring as Texas Tech, West Virginia. When in doubt, take the over with the Red Raiders, 42-35. I think Texas Tech picks up win number 8 this year, not just because that was the exact record I predicted for them before the season.
That would be funny. Definitely seems like
wouldn't be the first time that happened, and I will just ignore all the other times that I've gotten teams wildly wrong, except for Utah. I'll point that one out.
Or Virginia Tech. West Virginia, Texas Tech. If the game is not in Lubbock, I might think West Virginia, especially because West Virginia is still sort of, kind of in the race.
There's a path.
Dude, it's super complicated at this point.
It is complicated, but it's still country
there.
Roads, take me home.
It's still there for like 8 teams, I'm pretty sure. Like,
I believe disgusting. It's 8. It might be 9. It's either 8 or 9.
That's disgusting. But
it's awesome.
I am going to take Texas Tech at home. Definitely high scoring. Let's go 35-31.
Since he's playing to get bowl eligible, I think TCU is just better, though. I picked 2 Big Ten teams to win to get bowl eligible. I think Wisconsin will. I think Michigan State will. I do not believe Cincinnati will. 34-27, TCU wins.
Well, Cincinnati, they're not a bad team. They're not a great team. They're definitely playing for something, and they are the home team.
They're definitely one of the teams in the Big 12.
One of the teams in the Big 12 of all time. But like you said, TCU is better. And honestly, with the way that the season has gone for TCU, I feel like they want to close the regular season out on a high note going into whatever bowl game they get. I'll take TCU in this game. I'll take them by 2 possessions. Let's go 28-10.
Iowa State wins.
possessions, I guess.
I think Iowa State beats Kansas State. Really fascinating game. This is purely off of home field advantage. Iowa State's still alive for the Big 12 title game. They win, and they're in against Arizona State. Kansas State has to win. They need a bunch of other help, but hey, this is the chaos conference of the Big 12. So I'll take Iowa State to win and just barely cover 23-20. They're currently favored by 2.5. I think this is a coin flip, go either way game.
This is going to be an absolute slugfest. If you are looking for the best game in the Big 12 to watch, it's K-State, Iowa State. Not even just because they're both ranked.
It probably is.
This is just a good football game. But I agree with you. If this game is in Manhattan, the Little Apple, I might lean K-State, but it's in Ames. And Iowa State, with everything they have to play for, sorry to keep saying that over and over again, but
it matters. It matters, though.
With the last game of the year, absolutely.
Yeah, like Oklahoma State. What does Oklahoma State got to play for this week? They're not going to a bowl game. They could play spoiler for Colorado. What do they care about the Buffs? They just got reintroduced to the conference.
Exactly. I'm definitely going to take Iowa State at home. I think that's unlike the Utah UCF game where it's low scoring and it's ugly. This is going to be low scoring, but it's going to be a thrilling match to watch back and forth with two really good defenses. Give me Iowa State. I'll go 2017. I think that's what you took. I'm 2017.
I had 23-20, but same sort of deal. Speaking of teams that need to win and get help to make the Big 12 championship game, once unbeaten, but since losers of 2 straight, the BYU Cougars. Too many points, even though they're at home against Houston. 28-17, I've got BYU winning, but the spread's 13. I think Houston's a better football team than what Vegas might be giving them credit for there. So give me the Cougars to win. Give me Houston to cover. I don't think it's super tight, though, and BYU finishes with a 10-2 regular season.
If Houston went into this game 5-6, I would really like their chances to play spoiler. But they're not, and they don't have a chance to go bowling. BYU is very, very upset right now. You know, I've had no shortage in my mentions. I have seen no shortage on Twitter. I know they're really upset, and I would imagine that team is also really upset. There's no way they lose this game. Stop me if you've heard this before. They've got a lot to play for in this game.
Oh, man. Seems to be a
thought?
theme across the Big 12. His team's got as much as anybody. Richie Bradshaw, Locked On Sun Devils. He's on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts as well. Richie, enjoyed as always, my friend.
Enjoy it as always, and you know it's Duel in the Desert week, so I just got to remind everyone it's Fall Down Arizona and Forks Up Sun Devils.
Yeah, good luck in your fight.
Good luck in your fight.
Appreciate everyone listening. I'll see you next time, and until then, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.